Ladies and gentlemen, at the Economic Times Virtual Tech Summit, you know that experts from the globe, implementers of technology from various segments of Indian businesses, regulators, policymakers, influencers, and associations all at the same time have amalgamated to share their knowledge and also their stories, and we are helping each other in a way, I would say, in building those blocks right. So what's around the corner? Which block are we going to build right? I think a very important business session that's coming up on mitigating cyber threats and improving network security with enhanced SIEM. Now that's going to be the focus. So let's spark our attentions right in there. We will talk about the softer aspects of engagement, I promise you, right after the session. But right now, can I please have the pleasure of inviting on our virtual stage Anandh Samy, the Senior IT Solutions Consultant from Manage Engine. Anandh, it's over to you.
Hello and welcome to my session. My name is Anandh. I'm the Senior IT Security Solution Consultant of the Manage Engines team. On behalf of Manage Engine, once again, I welcome you all for my session. And what we're going to discuss today is how to mitigate the cyber threats and to improve your network security using SIEM. Now, you may wonder, what is SIEM? So SIEM stands for System Information Event Management, which is pretty essential that every organization needs to track and get hold of what people are doing within your organization. Okay, so SIEM plays a huge role right here, and that will help you to identify all the activities that is happening inside and outside your organization. Let's talk about a quick use case right here. So what I'm going to show here is how an attacker can come inside your organization. And when I say an attacker, he is not just going to directly get an access to one of the server which has all the sensitive information available. Okay, so the first thing what he is doing is he's just compromising the Windows firewall. I mean, your external firewall. When I say an external firewall, that is where all the rules have been implemented, where you have defined in such a way that only IP address with this range or only a person with this username can get inside the organization, right? So an attacker will have to compromise your firewall by using multiple techniques. Irrespective of whatever the technique that he is going to use, your SIEM tool should be capable of getting that information. Let's come back to the use case once again. Let's assume the attacker has compromised the firewall. The next thing is he will have to get hold of any computer. It can be a workstation or a server, it doesn't matter, but he needs to get hold of any computer, for which let's assume a user has got hold of, the attacker has got hold of a user's workstation whose name is Bob. And in that machine, the user has installed some malicious software through which he is going to gain access to the server, right? And this is not going to happen in an overnight. He is going to sit on his computer and he is going to monitor what is going on, what are all the regular activities that Bob is doing on his own computer, right? So approximately after 10 days time, the user now gets hold of the server, which is done through the Bob's computer. Okay, now once he got hold of the Bob's computer, the server, that's it. Okay, so he can get an access to the Active Directory, or he can get an access to the file server where you have all the sensitive information is available. And once that is done, the data exfiltration is going to happen, right? So in this typical use case, what you have to understand is that the attacker has first compromised the networking device, which is your firewall. And then he got hold of the Windows computer. Could be a workstation or some other machine. Then the server and to your sensitive file. So what is a SIEM? So how an SIEM is going to protect these kind of attacks that is being approached by your organization? if you have an SIEM, right? So if you have you might have multiple products in your environment that can secure the data. It could be your antivirus, it could be a vulnerability scanner, or it can be the firewall, the default firewall, what you have on the Windows as well as the external firewall. Now, if you have those kind of security products in place, can that be considered as an SIEM? Absolutely no. Okay, so these are some set of solutions that an SIEM needs to offer. As you can see, the first and foremost is the log collection. When I say log collection, it should happen from all the devices that you have. So it could be a vulnerability scanner, or an antivirus, or a firewall, or a workstation, or an Active Directory server, or a DNS where it can generate the logs, So the SIEM needs to collect the logs from all of these log sources. And then the most important feature that is offered by the SIEM is it should correlate the logs, right? So that's when an administrator can easily understand from where the compromises happen. Okay, now in order to correlate the information, the SIEM needs to do a kind of log normalization, because not all the log sources are the same. Okay, so if you have a firewall, the information collected from the firewall may not comply with your SIEM, so as your other log sources. So the SIEM needs to normalize the information in such a way that it should produce the accurate information and not a false positive, right? Then, once the log is normalized, once you have all the information in place, what else you're going to do with the logs? Okay, so that could be a question, because you are going to fill in the disk space on where the SIEM is implemented, right? So to avoid it, make sure you have a good archival functionality in such a way that once the logs were analyzed in the reporting section, then the same logs needs to be stored somewhere safe and secure, right? So it is a part of an SIEM that the log should be stored somewhere, because the log source might overwrite the information, or it could delete the information uh, after the threshold dates, right? So you will have to archive it. And apart from this, the log, the tool needs to give you alerts on the right time. And of course, when I say alert, it should alert instantaneously. Let's say once a user has got an elevated permission in your Active Directory, that has to be sent as an email to the respective administrator. And sending an email alone is enough, if at all that is a conventional SIEM. But in the modern SIEM, you will have to make sure the alerts triggered by the tool needs to be sent to any ITSM tool, or at least you need to have your own ITSM tool available in the SIEM solution, right? So that's when the tickets can be managed. So the right administrator can get an access to it. He can fix what it is, and then the ticket can be closed in your ITSM component. So the last and the most important functionality of an SIEM is make sure it produces the compliance report. So you need to understand the requirement of compliances, and you have to produce the report according to all the compliance needs, and make sure the reports are schedulable. Therefore, it will be sent to the right administrators on time. So the whole purpose of having a tool is to send the information as an email, right? So therefore, the auditors will have the complete idea about what has gone on. I mean, what is going on in your organization, right? So this is what a SIM tool is going to offer. Now, I'm going to give a small use case right now, okay? So I'm going to perform a live attack in a server that I have in my test environment. I'm going to show you how a typical attacker can get hold of the information available in the Active Directory. All right, so what I have is a Windows 2019 server. Okay, when I say Windows 2019, this is a domain controller, which means I have my Active Directory running on it. So you can see my AD. This is my Active Directory users and computers. This holds the complete information about all the employees I have in my organization. Okay, so I'm going to show two different files right now. So this is the first file, as you can see right here. This file is located in C Windows NTDS, and this is the name of the file, which is ntds.dit. And the next one is, so this file is available in Windows System 32 config, and the name of the file is system. Okay, so ntds.dit system, two different files I want you to be aware of. So what is this ntds.dit? This is nothing but the database of my Active Directory, which means all the information that you see right here, including the users, groups, computers, information about my GPOs, everything will be stored here in this ntds.dit. This will also have the information about the password. I repeat, password. Okay, so not the actual password that will be stored as a plain text right here. That is by design. You will see the hashes of the password. Okay, not the entire password, just the hashes, which is nothing but keys to retrieve the password as a plain text. Okay, now which is a key right here? The key is none other than the system file, what you have seen on the other window. So the next file I was talking about is the config file. The system file that is located in the Windows System 32 config location. That is the system file, which is nothing but the key for my database. Okay, so if I want to retrieve the information that is available in my ntds.dit file, I need to use the system file. Okay, now fortunately, I will not be able to do anything with these two files. Like if I try to copy it and put it in a different location, I cannot do it, right? So it's not possible. That's by design. These two files cannot be deleted or cannot be copied or cannot be edited as well. So if I want to do something about it, what I need to do is I need to use an external tool to either to copy it or put it as an attachment in my email client. Let's see how we can do it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a PowerShell. Now in this PowerShell, I am going to use a small utility that is VSS admin, using which I can take a shadow copy of my entire C drive. Okay, you can see the shadow copy is now created. And with this, I can just copy the ntds.dit to wherever I want it to be moved to. Okay, so you can see this is the command. Okay, I'm just using the copy command. Okay, with that, I can move the ntds.dit file to this location. So once it is done, you can see that the file is now copied to this location right here. Now from here, I can do anything. I can just attach it in an email client, send it to anyone, or I can do whatever I wanted, right? So similarly, I can copy the system file as well, and I can send it to any location. So this is a very small command, a utility that can help me to access any information. Okay, now I have just logged on to my Active Directory domain server. I don't have to be a domain administrator. Okay, I can just be a member of account operator, which is like how other people are. Okay, even with that kind of permission, I'm able to do it. I don't have to be an administrator. Okay, so this is where the administrator needs to understand how many people have executed what kind of scripts on the server, and not just the email or not just an information that simply have to be passed down to the administrator. You will have to make sure the administrator gets an email, and simultaneously this process has to be stopped if and when required, right? So this is the small thing which I would like to show you right now. And I'm going to show a product, what we have at Manage Engine. We have a fully fledged SIEM solution, right? So with our product, you can very well track all of these information. Okay, so I'm going to show that to you right now. What you're looking at right now is the Log 360, which is a perfect SIEM tool, what we have at the Manage Engine. Now, with this Log 360, you can easily track all the changes that has happened in your organization right from the time a user has accessed the firewall through which he got inside your organization, and he got access to the workstation, that is Bob's computer. From there, he got hold of the server, and the entire data exfiltration has happened, right? So with this solution, you can easily understand all the activities made by the intruder or the internal employees. Okay, so we have the reports right here. You can easily get a report of all the information taken from the logs collected. So you can see the Windows logs, workstation logs, firewall logs, everything is available right here. You have a compliance report, and you do have the correlation report as well. You can see that there are some predefined reports available, and I will be able to track the information based on event timeline. Okay, so at 2:33:21 second, what happened, 2:33:22 seconds, you can see that every information is given to you in a form of a timeline, so you can easily understand if it is a brute force attack or a ransomware attack. All the information are right in front of you. Okay, so this is the one module of the Log 360, which is the event log analyzer, through which you can see the correlated information, that is information taken from the firewall and the information taken from the workstations to the server. Everything is available to you right here. Apart from this, you do have some alerts where the tool can even send an email to the administrator that this is what has happened. So you have a comprehensiveness in creating your own alert profile. Okay, so what you're looking at right now is the Log 360, which is a perfect SIEM solution, what we have at the Manage Engine. Now, this is what a product that I would like to present for you, as it has all the functionalities that I have just explained you that you need to have on your SIEM. First of all, this product can collect the logs from all the log sources. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it generates the logs in a human readable format. This product can collect the logs, and it can show that to you as a report right here in the report section. So you can see that all the reports are beautifully classified based on the log sources, Windows, workstations, Unix, and you can see all the different types of logs are pretty much available right here. Accordingly, you can get the information, right? And you have a compliance report. Almost all the compliances that are needed of an hour are pretty much available, including the ISO, GDPR, GLBA. Everything is pre-packaged, so you don't have to create any customization. You don't have to do anything. Just come here, run the report, or you do have an option for scheduling the report, so the tool can email the information to you, and you don't necessarily have to be on the product to run the reports manually, right? And apart from this, you do have an option for creating your own compliance report if you have any specific in-house requirement or for the upcoming compliances you have to be prepared for. You do have an option for creating your own compliance reports as well. So this is the most interesting part of the event log analyzer. You can see the correlation right now. So this is going to give the complete details about from where the attack has started, right from the networking device, then to the workstation, and then to the sensitive data where you have all the information are available. You can see that this is pretty much available with the event timeline. So at what time this particular action has happened, you can see everything is available right here. Okay, so this is what we have, and this is a sample report to about a brute force attack that has happened in my test environment. You can see that plenty of account logon failure followed by one successful logon event. So that is pretty much available right here. Now, apart from these predefined correlation reports, you do have an option for creating your own correlation rules. So depending upon the requirement you have, you just need to select the right event, and you can see that plenty of other events can also be added. Most importantly, the events can be selected from different sections. Okay, so not just the Windows logs, you can also select the networking logs, logs collected from Unix devices. These are pretty much available right here. So apart from this, you do have alerts. You have some predefined alerts available, and also you can create your own alert profile. So while creating an alert profile, you can see that I do have an option for enabling a workflow. So let's say I have, there is something happening on my workstation. Let's say somebody has logged on to my workstation and he's trying to rename a file. Okay, so this tool can readily send it as an email alert, and simultaneously, these are all the additional actions the tool can take. For example, you can show a pop-up message, or you can kill the process or stop the service, disable the computer. Plenty of actions can be taken as well, right? So not just a predefined workflow, you have to live it. You do have an option for creating your own custom workflow where you can add any kind of actions. Okay, so what action that has to be, the tool has to take, you can see stopping the service, starting the service. So plenty of options are pretty much available right here. So this is one module of the Log 360, and this module is Event Log Analyzer. Apart from this, we do have another module, which is the AD Audit List, through which you can easily get a report of all the scripts that got executed on the server. So you can see right here, I do have the the exact action which I have performed recently. That is now available as a report in my AD Audit List. So you can see that a copy script has executed in my PowerShell, that is available, and similarly, the shadow copy that is taken, that is available as well, right? So not just the PowerShell to track that, and it's going to send it to you as an email alert. So apart from this, any major changes that happen on your Active Directory, like if a user is added to a security group or a user is removed from a security group, you will get all the information as an alert or as a report right here. You have an exclusive Active Directory management report to identify who got an elevated permission on your Active Directory. You've got plenty of things available. So this is what we have in our SIEM solution of Manage Engine. Hope the session was useful to you. In case of any further questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. My name is Anand. You all have a great day. Bye-bye.
Well, the System Information Event Management, SIEM, that's an essential tool for every organization to track what the people of the organization are doing. So it helps identify, we understood all the inside and the outside activities of an organization. Anand, we all got to thank you for that critical guidance that came in through your talk. We wish you all the very best, and please be with us for the rest of the summit. For now, I am just going to invite all our audience members to just stay with us, stay tuned with us, because we'll come back with a session on Transform IT with full stack AI ops. Right now, is the time for you to engage and up your leaderboard scores. And yes, if you're insisting, I would be happy to talk about some of the tweets that have flown in. Okay, allow me to refresh for a moment. And Okay, we see what I see is right now some vibrant pictures that you're posting and taking screen grabs from Guru Raj, HS. Keep it all flowing. Thank you so much. It's always very warm to see those tweets, and please participate in putting those comments also at the engagement zone. Radha Krishnan Megwanshi, thank you very much. All right, so making full use of the photo booth, right? So just high five on that bit, because as I said, I never miss on the pictures. All right, so those were some of the insights that you're sharing. Ashok B says the hashtag ETBTS. Thank you for the wonderful session. Thank you to you as well, Ashok. Stay tuned. All right, so we'll be back. Right now is the time that you can quickly features you would want to. Just allow us quick few seconds to be right back. Thank you.